mums ought to be recognised a bit more. It was Christmas actually. My mum and dad asked like, what do you want for Christmas? And I said the thing that I would really like is a day with a home organiser. I put it on Instagram and my friends are like, this is what I want as well. Like that's what would make my life better. I don't want jewellery or like something pretty. That makes my life better. I kind of had a first run of it. I did the website. Lots of people were like, yeah, this is a great idea. But there were a couple of like flaws with it basically. I think there was a difficult bit where I was like, all these people are saying this is what they want, but it's not getting the traction that I feel like it should. Like what's happening here? And I was at a point where I was like, I want to start spending more money on ads. And I'm thinking, like something's not quite right here. Cool, okay, so I am Suzie. I have a business called Mum Bloom, which started in March of this year, so not long ago at all. I actually started on my maternity leave because I had my little baby about a year ago. And it's basically a business that sells gifts for mums, but the idea is that mums ought to be recognised a bit more. And when you look at the gifts that are available for mums, a lot of the stuff is stuff that they can't really use, or is stuff that actually gives them an extra job to do, like flowers to trim, or my favourite is like bath bombs and bath salts that just like sit on my shelf in the bathroom, and I'm like, oh, I'm never going to get to have a bath. So yeah, we have practical gifts for mums. So it might be like earplugs, because you get really overstimulated and that's something you can actually use. Or it's like services like cleaners and meal deliveries, stuff that is actually helpful to mums, and is the stuff that, like, in my experience and from all my mum friends' experience, this is the stuff that actually makes our lives better.
Why did you come up with the idea? Like, what was do you remember the moment where you like?
I think, I mean, it's literally just my own experience. So it's quite a narcissistic business in a way, because it's kind of like, well, I think mums deserve some recognition because look at everything that I'm doing and these are the things that I need. Basically, it was all the things that I needed. It was Christmas actually. My mum and dad asked like, what do you want for Christmas? And I said the thing that I would really like is a day with a home organiser. Like, oh, okay, it's not really a gift. Are you sure that's what you want? And all my friends though, I put it on Instagram and my friends are like, this is what I want as well. Like that's what would make my life better. I don't want jewelry or like something pretty. That makes my life better. And like, it sounds really sad, but I had this day with a home organiser and I was just buzzing afterwards for ages. And I'm like, yeah, I have a clean kitchen. This is what makes me happy right now. So yeah, I spoke to more mums and I'm like, oh, I think we actually might be onto something here. I think there's a disconnect between what people think that mums might want as a gift and what mums actually want, which is kind of more practical stuff that sometimes people think is a bit more boring. So I thought, let's see if we can find a way to make this into actually a really nice gifting experience.
How's the business grown since you started?
So I've done it slightly unconventionally in that I kind of had a first run of it. I did the website. Lots of people were like, yeah, this is a great idea. But there were a couple of like flaws with it, basically. One was, firstly, I was kind of just targeting new mums. So niching down pretty hard. And because I was starting with services, it was all like in a very local market. And the other thing was, you couldn't choose a generic gift card. You had to pick a service for someone. And it turned out that most people felt that was too personal. Like, I'm not going to get a cleaner for someone because they might think I'm implying the house is dirty, or I don't want to get someone a yoga session or something because maybe they don't like that. So I kind of had to change the whole way it works. So I literally relaunched the whole thing last week. So we're basically going again. We had lots of learnings from like the first 6 months. And we've got a lovely base of people who are kind of all supporting it. Amazing. I call them mum supporters, but basically the people who sell their services on Mum Bloom. We've got all new products, all these lovely things, and lots of people who've been sharing it and excited about it, but it is so fresh. It's literally 5 days old.
I really like the fact that you haven't shied away from just pivoting and changing your...
Yeah.
I think it's been, a lot of people just stick at it and like, they kind of, sometimes there's a point where you just have to quit, or you're like, okay, this is enough, but you've like, okay, this isn't working, let's adjust.
Yeah.
What have you learned from that experience?
It was tricky because I think there was a difficult bit where I was like, all these people are saying this is what they want, but it's not getting the traction that I feel like it should. Like, what's happening here? And I was at a point where I was like, I want to start spending more money on ads. And I'm thinking, like, something's not quite right here. There's no point like digging my heels in here and like kind of throwing money into it if it's not the right thing. So, and I was really lucky. I did this kind of pitch thing with the local council who were supporting local businesses, and I was awarded a grant from them. So I thought, do you know what? That's a perfect time. That actually gives me a little bit of leeway to refresh, actually get some help starting a new website, looking at the customer journey and putting all these changes all in one. And to be honest, it does quite appeal to me. I quite like the doing bit of it. I find the kind of sticking with it and like doing all the marketing, that bit I find harder. So now we're in the harder bit for me.
Has what success means to you changed since you've for the government target this campaign? And what does success mean to you?
Yeah, I feel like I have these like, I would like to expand it. I would like it to become nationwide. There's all these kind of big goals I have for it. But the real, like, I've got all these little ones that, like, would really mean something. Like, I mean, the first time I got an order from someone I didn't know, that was, like, a massive thing. There is someone I know runs a job agency for mums with flexible working opportunities. I'm like, do you know what? That is going to be such a big milestone where I'm able to go to her and be like, Evie, I need to find someone. I want to make my first hire and I'm going to offer like flexible opportunities. So there's like those sort of milestones that I feel like almost mean more than the big like, oh, I want to reach X growth, X revenue, that sort of thing.
What's the impact that you're hoping to have?
I mean, like big scale, I would really like us to start kind of thinking about mums differently, basically, and kind of realizing you hear mums in their mum circles talking all the time, like, guys, this is an impossible job. Are we all like, what's happening here? And but outside of this mum bubble, I kind of haven't heard this narrative before. So I went into it a bit naive, I guess. I would like it to be sort of more widely known that motherhood in 2025 with working and with all the other things is literally impossible to do alone. And there to just be a bit of a wider appreciation of that and like, we need to help mums out.
Yeah, sure. I look at my wife, I'm like, you're superwoman. Like,
it's just a lot. It's a lot.
And working full time and looking up at kids.
Yeah.
We try, obviously, me and Kev do a lot. We both got young kids.
Okay, yeah.
We do a lot as dads, I think, right, Kev?
We're good dads.
You're a good dad.
Yeah. I love to see it.
But compared to the
Not like
wife,
we've just left the kids at home.
Yeah.
I'm here for 2 days.
You're allowed some time off as well.
but
Tell my wife that, please.
Yeah. But compared to what our wives do, it's
Yeah.
That's it.
I think you're just not able to appreciate it unless you're in it. And I wasn't at all before. Just the like relentlessness. Like I have seen dads who do a lot. I've seen mums who do a lot. And it's not until you literally like don't get any time to yourself that you're like, oh, okay, that is hard in a way I was just never able to appreciate before.
Yeah. What are some of the biggest challenges that you faced at the start?
I mean, the biggest one has just been time. I have got the coolest baby ever who is so much fun and he loves to be with me. He doesn't very much like being without me. He's very, very high energy. But that also means I do not get time ever. He's never been the sort of baby that I can like put down for a nap and then I go and get something done. Or like I can't even put him down to bed in the evening and then have my evening. So literally I'm like stealing moments on a walk. I'll be on my phone and like building a bit of the website. So it is properly like cobbled together in 5 minutes here and there. So that has been a massive challenge. I'm like slowly getting to a point where I can carve out bigger bits of time. But yeah, doing it with a baby is pretty difficult.
How are you balancing like your personal life with obviously running a business? Because you look on social media these days, it's like you have to be up at 4 o'clock to go to the gym. You've got to do this, and then any spare time you've got, if you're not working in the evenings, you're not going to be successful. That's all about it.
I think you have to be ruthless with your priorities. And like looking after yourself in some way has to be a priority on that list. That can't like, if waking up at 4 a.m. works for you, great. I would be absolutely dead if I woke up at 4 a.m. So that's just a hard no for me. But I think just be ruthless and like not worrying about what other people are doing and figuring out what you can do with your time and also accepting it's just not going to be everything. But I also found that actually, especially as a new mum, it has been quite good for my well-being. Like, and it obviously adds a bit of stress having this extra thing to do. But a lot of new mums talk about like losing themselves in motherhood, and you do because you're like fully in service of another person. So I'm not sure I'd like recommend it to everyone. Yeah, start a new business as a new mum, but it does kind of give you something for yourself to work on, which I found quite helpful.
Yeah, for sure. And look, 5 years from now, we're having this conversation again. What would you have hoped that you would have achieved with the business?
Oh, that's such a good question. I would hope, I mean, what I really want for it is that it is known as a place to go for gifts for mums. You think, do you know what? It is a friend is a mum, it's her birthday. I'm actually going to get her something that she can use. I'm going to go to Mum Bloom and get her a service or a gift. Or even that there's more people going, I'm going to gift this person just because she is in the thick of it and she's having a hard time. And I mean, not just mums, I think we should be doing that all the time. Just go and send someone a message to tell them they're killing it. I feel like we should be doing that more.
Spread joy.
Yes, exactly.
Is there anything that you think like you've had to kind of unlearn, thought you knew about business or yourself even?
I don't know if it's unlearning, but I feel like I've had a bit of a humbling bit with, so my kind of, the job that I was on maternity leave for is in communications. I thought I was pretty hot stuff at communications. I think what I have learned is that there is so much to marketing and comms that I don't know. And that it's totally, totally different when you move to a different industry or you're at a startup rather than an established brand. And just like how much you can learn from other people, I think. And that there are people with all sorts of expertise, and really doing it all yourself is one way to limit your growth, basically.
Sure. No, for sure, definitely. Is there, what's your message to the world?
My message to the world is, I think, very simply, support mums. I think it's literally that. It's, yeah, super simple, but I don't know a mum in the world who doesn't need a bit of help. That's it.
I like that, because when we had my little one, I was like, I was looking at single parent. I don't know how to do it. I have so much respect.
Right?
Like,
no idea.
yeah, because me and my wife are just
Yeah.
hard.
I also see parents of twins, and I'm like, how?
Yeah.
How are you doing this?
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it's, yeah, people, yeah. Like all mums rise to the challenge, but there are some incredible mums out there. I hate saying this because I feel like a narcissist because I'm like, I'm a mum, but I see so many other mums who I'm like, flippin' heck, you are just going and going and going, and no one's saying thank you for this, but you are doing such an incredible job.
So what could we be doing more for mums?
Ooh, good question. I think that I don't think there's anything new. Like, everyone's heard everything. There is so much that you can do, which is just like helping without asking. I think the one that I go on about over and over again is not saying, do you need anything, or let me know if you need anything. I think the best way to do is like be a bit intrusive. And like, if your friend has had a baby, I'm talking about babies because I've got a baby, but it's not just babies, it's hard at every stage, isn't it? But yeah, if your friend's had a baby, I always used to go, let me know if you need anything. Does anyone let me know? No, of course not. That's like another thing to do on the to-do list. So like the friends who've turned up for me and been like, I've made dinner for you, like I'll put it in the freezer, or what day do you want me to drop it off? Like, that is absolute gold. But yeah, I think through every stage of motherhood, and whether it's like a partner, a friend, or anyone, can just like turn up and help in some way, or take something off, or like go and clean the car or something, like all of that is just gold, I think.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
It's really short. It's really hard to get so much.
That's amazing.
We're like, there's so much to get, but no, thank you so much.
A little crying baby there.